This is what when someone says إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ in the Fatiha, they have declared that He is the master and they are the slave. From the very beginning of the Fatiha also, Alhamdulillahi Rabb al-Alameen. We've declared His master, His ownership. I don't even say Lord because in common English nobody uses Lord anymore. But master people understand. Someone who has complete authority and ownership on you, you can't ask them, they can't ask you. Let me give you an example of ownership and rububiyyah in worldly life. Back thousands of years ago, because we don't have too much of that nowadays, somebody owns a goat. They are rabb of that goat. If they milk it, it's their business. If they slaughter it, it's their business, it's theirs. The goat cannot turn around and say, no milk for you today. It has no rights. The master has complete rights over what he owns. So Allah in turn has complete rights over who? Ourselves. We have no rights over Allah, but Allah has all the rights over us. He gives us things, and whatever He gives us is not because we earned it. So everything He gives us is a gift. This fundamentally changes the way we think about Allah and the way anybody who says they believe in God think about Allah. Fundamentally. Have you ever heard someone say, my mother got sick. Why is God doing that to her? I lost my job. I'm a good person. I don't cheat. I don't steal. Why is God putting me through these difficult times? Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? You ever heard people talk like that? That attitude of questioning God's will, right? So this attitude stems from an idea of I do something and in return I expect something back. That would be service. But what are we to Allah? Slaves. Whatever He gives is His gift. What contract did you and I sign? What down payment did we make to earn two hands from Allah? Each of them having functioning fingers. What payment did you make to have two eyes that function? Who gave these to us? They don't belong to us. We feel like it's ours. And the attitude, really you say my hand hurts. Or my eyes, or I have weak eyesight. Or my this, or my that, or my the other. The slave understands, I'm calling it mine, but is it really mine? So much so that when one of us passes away, what do we say? We say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Which in English translation, if you want to go to the language roots, would be we belong to Allah. We are the property of Allah. Forget my hand and my clothes and my money and my bank account. I belong to Allah. What to speak of everything else? I belong to Allah. We are the property of Allah. We have to be returned to Him. So these luxuries He's given us in life, these are rentals. He's given them out to us. And He's asking very, very, very little in return. What an incredible master that asks very little in return. He doesn't ask a lot. And what He asks us isn't even difficult. He Himself says, وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. He didn't put any difficulty in the religion for you. So you meet people nowadays that say, man, are you Muslim? Or are you really like strict kind of Muslim? Because Islam's really strict. The Lord Himself says it's easy. He Himself says it's easy. And you and I turn around and what do we say? Man, it's hard. Subhanallah. Look at the change in attitude. This master has made this religion easy. So إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ. They said our master is Allah. Now we say this all the time. So Allah did not just say this in the ayah in Fussilat. He went further. He said ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا, which has many, many implications in language. But the first of them, then they remained committed. They didn't just say that. They actually internalized the fact that they are in fact slaves. You know, the way a slave walks and the way a slave talks and the way a slave behaves is different from a free man. A slave is always worried about the master. What's he going to say? Should I be here or not? Should I be saying this or not? Should I be spending this or not? Is this really where it goes? The slave is always concerned about the will of the master. So they said that our master, our Lord is Allah, but then they also remained committed. Because saying that is the easy part. Saying that is easy. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Khafif ala lisan, it's light on the tongue. You can just say it, rolls off your tongue. Saying Fatiha rolls off, and by the way, in the Fatiha we declare slavery to Allah, we easily recite it all the time. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Very easy to recite. Even our children know this. But remaining committed to what we recite, living up to what we recite, now that's a different story. ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. Then they remained firm. They became committed to that declaration. The other thing that's here is the word istiqama itself comes from qiyam. Qama yaqumu qiyam. It's the istif'al form. What that implies, qama means to stand up. You know, in Fatiha we say, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, same word, it's rooted in the same the ism fa'il form. Istaqamu doesn't just mean they went straight or they remained committed. It actually means they progressed upwards. To stand up, to move upwards. They elevated themselves. The more they became committed to this reality, the more Allah elevated their darajat, their rank. They are becoming more and more and more honored with Allah. And by the way, there is a reality that we should all be aware of. The more you turn to Allah, the more you try to change your life around the reality that you are a slave and Allah is the master. The more you try to make changes in your life around this reality, the more you start seeing opposition from those around you. You will start noticing people are becoming, your family is becoming a little worried. They're saying you're becoming a little too religious. We don't need you to go to the masjid for Fajr. Stay home. You're becoming a little too extreme. What is this? The sister starts wearing hijab because her master commanded, and the family is worried. She's becoming a little too extreme. You're reading a little too much Quran, as if there is such a thing. Right? The Messenger of Allah says, وَاتْلُوهُ أَنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ. All times of night and day recite Quran. All times of night and day. The master's word. Recite so you remember that you're a slave and he's the master. Right? But now the family starts feeling worried. Your friends start disassociating themselves from you. You feel alone. You feel grief. You feel what's going to happen in the future. Who are my friends? Who are there who've got my back? Allah Azza wa Jalla says in this ayah, ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ. Angels descend upon them. Allah sends battalions of angels to those who just do what? What did they do? You know, Allah sent angels in Badr, didn't He? Allah sent angels to help the believers in Ahzab. And winds He sent. Allah is sending angels now. Not one angel, multitudes of angels are being sent as awliya, guarding friends. As protective friends. For who? The ones who said, our master is Allah, and they remain committed to that. In other words, angels come when you need help. Isn't that the case? So when you make this declaration, what is implied already is it's not going to be easy. It will require a difficult transition on your part. And in order to help you with that, Allah will not only send His help, His special help by means of angels to help you. And Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu comments on this ayah that this is one of the last things the believer hears. On his deathbed, the family around him is crying. He's going to leave us. We're going to miss him. The family can't even bear to look at him. There's all this sadness. And yet he's got the biggest smile on his face because right before Allah takes his soul, he sees those angels coming. And you know what they say to him? The ayah records. أَلَّا تَخَافُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَبْشِرُوا. Don't be afraid. You know, at the time of death, fear takes over. And yet the angels are coming and saying, don't be afraid. وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا. And don't worry. Because you're worried, what's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to me? Right? Where am I headed? All those worries, the angel comes and says, don't fear and don't worry. SubhanAllah. And then here's a little more. وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ. And congratulations. Not just don't be afraid, congratulations. Congratulations over what? You know, somebody buys a house, you say, congratulations. You got the house? You say, let me see a picture of it, it looks really nice. What congratulations are these angels giving you? Somebody graduates, you look at their diploma, what do you say? Congratulations. What is this diploma that the angels are giving? Congratulations on Jannah. The guy's lying in his deathbed. He hasn't even seen Jannah yet. And the angels are bringing him a guarantee. Congratulations of Jannah that you had been promised. We have been your guarding friends. نَحْنُ أَوْلِيَاؤُكُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. We have been your guarding friends in worldly life and in the hereafter. وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَدَّعُونَ. And for you, you will have whatever your hearts desire. لَكُمْ and fiha, these are prepositional phrases in Arabic, and if they're moved to the beginning of the sentence in Arabic grammar, it creates a special effect, and I want to share that effect with you. It is only for you. Lakum in the beginning means it's only for you. And only there in Jannah is what you had wanted all along. مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ. What your inner selves desired the most. Ishtiha, to really, really want something. You know, you're working for the sake of Allah, you try to avoid the haram, you obey Allah's commandments, but that doesn't mean your heart doesn't desire a nice car or a nice house or something else. You're human. You're a human being. So when you see a nice high roller go by, your eyes go, wow, it's a nice ride. Right? And maybe you couldn't get it. Maybe you didn't go into a haram business to make that kind of money to be able to afford a nice ride or a better place, etc., etc. You compromised. Because you wanted Allah to be happy, your master to be happy with you. So the angels come and say, Jannah, the garden, but what else? In it, only in it you will find whatever you desired. Allah doesn't even limit it. You know, He does, in some places in the Quran, He promises us gardens and rivers. Somebody could turn around and say, well, I'm allergic to greenery and, I'm not too much into nature. What else is out there? Allah doesn't limit the scope. What does He say? مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ. Whatever you really, really wanted. Whatever your wild imagination came up with that you really wanted, you have it.